Hello, I'm Sarah Bennett with Grand Canyon University. This is for the class SCN 501. Qualities, behaviors, and values that are indicative of a professional school counselor are going to be the 7 mindsets set forth by the American School Counseling Association, specifically their ASCA Professional Standards and Competencies of 2019. These are the beliefs and how a counselor should act in order to be successful. The current dispositions that I possess would be respect, curiosity, fairness, dedication, compassion, honesty, professionalism, high expectation, and advocacy. I've learned most of these either growing up or as a teacher. I became a teacher because of my compassion. I wanted to help students and help animals, and I knew that kids needed me more and I could do more for them, and that eventually changed as a teacher into wanting to be a school counselor. I was taught to be respectful. It doesn't matter if people are different or they do different things or if they believe differently. It's okay not to be the same. It's not okay to be disrespectful or show any negativity because someone may do something a little different in any form. Curiosity, I've always been curious. And I always liked bringing that curiosity out in my students. That was always fun to do the STEM, now the STEAM lessons, and just pulling them out of their comfort zones and teaching them that they can think beyond their little box, and learning that critical thinking skill. Dedication, once I'm on a project, I'm on it, and I get fairly dedicated to whatever I'm working on. I want to finish it and see it through to the end. I'm very fair, and I've learned that through my years as a teacher. Same with honesty. Honesty is the best policy, is how we were always raised in my house. Advocacy is one that can go both ways. I can advocate for my students very well, and I will fight for them with everything I have. But it's also one of my weaknesses because I'm not very good at advocating for myself, and I don't do well on the what are your strengths interview questions. I do really well on what are the weaknesses, but I tend to have trouble on what are my strengths. So I'm good at the advocacy for my students, but I do need to work on that for myself as a school counselor. By following the dispositions that have been set out, you're behaving and thinking in a professional manner and setting up a respectful environment, and that environment will make people feel comfortable, and all backgrounds, cultures, genders, they need to be able to feel comfortable in order to build a relationship with you so that you can work on whatever it needs to be worked on. You have to have them feeling safe, or there is not going to be any communication, which will be detrimental to what you need to counsel them on. The dispositions that I need to work on before I become a first-year school counselor is the reflection. I take criticism very hard, and I tend to dwell on the negativity that I've done something wrong or I failed in some manner instead of quickly turning it into how to fix this. I do eventually think, okay, now I need to fix this, but I tend to be very negative and very hard on myself at first. So I need to not take it so hard and to learn to just quickly move on and fix whatever was a mistake or failure or just didn't work like it was supposed to. Dedication. Once I get on a topic, I tend not to let it go. So sometimes there are going to be things that don't have an answer, and I need to learn to let those go. Same with honesty. I can be too honest, and there are times where it calls for that and times where it's time to no longer speak and keep it to yourself or phrase it differently so that it's not hurting or getting in the way of being a good school. I do like feedback to show me if I'm doing something good or if I'm doing something wrong and how I need to adjust my teaching or, my dispositions. The feedback from my administrators and those who are evaluating me and my data are going to tell me what's going right and what's going wrong, and not just for programs I set, but how I am as a counselor. If teachers don't feel safe, if students are saying they don't feel comfortable, then I need to change and make them feel more comfortable and follow that mindset. Also, if students don't feel like I'm advocating for them, then that's something I need to work on. So I plan on using the feedback from data, from evaluations, from observations to change and adapt what I'm doing to make it better. We're constantly growing as professionals and as people, and so the feedback is going to help me fix anything that's not working. And things do change, so something that worked one year may not work the next year, and I need to adapt it and change it so that it'll continue working. So I need to grow along with my students and along with the times so that I can stay a successful school counselor. Thank you.